What is going on, everybody on YouTube? Steve here, Raiken Profit, coming back to you with another video from inside my garage. And again, there's no Lamborghini in here for all you Tai Lopez fans. I'm sorry. In this video, I wanted to answer a question that I received in one of my latest book selling videos. I just posted a video a couple days ago titled Turn $11 into $300, Scanning Books to Resell. And in that video, I went behind the scenes to a library sale in a town that was right next to me and went in there for about 30 minutes with picking books and sourced a bunch of items to resell on Amazon FBA. And in the comment section, somebody asked, Steve, do I have to polybag my books before I send them in to the Amazon FBA warehouses? So I want to touch on that, guys. I get this question often, so I'm just going to make a video straight up letting you know, do you have to polybag your books before you send them in? So when it comes to prepping your books, I've heard various people do different things and whatnot, but for me personally, I hardly ever polybag a book. And if you had a chance to watch the live show that I did with $1 Million bookseller Greg Murphy, he said the same exact thing. He says he rarely ever polybags his books. I think he never does, actually. And it's the same thing with me. I mean, for me personally, what's a polybag really going to do? I mean, maybe it'll protect the book a little bit from being scratched up a little bit. But if that book gets dropped or thrown around, that thing's going to get destroyed. Personally, I rarely ever polybag a book. I mean, pretty much what I do is I pick up a book, I'll process it through Inventory Lab, which means I'll put the price, the condition, write the description, everything, and I'll send it out just like this. All I do is I'll stick I'll slap a sticker right over the barcode, and I'll send it in just like this. One of the keys is, though, is when you're packing your books in the box. You want to make sure that you get them nice and snug and you fit it into the box really, really nice. If there's a little space in the box, use a box resizer to cut out some of the gap in between the box and the book so it doesn't move around, and if it gets thrown around, it's kind of like compacted as like one big solid unit. You don't want to have a big box and have your books only filled up halfway and then it's all shaking around, because it's going to get destroyed that way. So personally, I don't polybag books at all. Now, I have in the past, say I find a book that's selling for like $200 or $300. You know what? I have bubble wrapped it and put it in its own separate box and then put a do not separate sticker on that box and put it into the actual, the box I'm shipping out to the FBA warehouses with all the other books. So you can do that, but for 99% of the time, I'm just sending it in like this. Again, if you have a super expensive book and it's like really, really valuable, say it's going for like $100 or more, you could polybag it. But again, what's a polybag gonna do? If you're really scared, I'd probably bubble wrap it and then put it in a box of its own, and then put a do not separate sticker on it, and then put the F and SKU on the outside of that box, and then you throw that little box into the big box, and that's probably how I would do it. But for most of the time, guys, you're not gonna have to prep these books. Just be sure that when you're packing them into your box to send off to the FBA warehouse, that it's nice and secure, it's not moving around. If you have to, throw in some void fill or throw in some bubble wrap in there or something to kind of, compound everything into the box so it doesn't move around. But hopefully that answers your question, guys. I get this question all the time, and I know it's a concern for a lot of people. So with that being said, keep on picking and making that money, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Garage sale, and I just saw them sitting on a table. These are softball bats. This is a Worth, let me flip it this way, a Worth not a Revolution, I was gonna say that, a Worth Revolver softball bat. Only used one time. This thing's in mint condition. He wanted 10 for this and 5 for that. I said, listen, man, I don't really need it that much.